Welcome back to Social Club. Massive things happened at Liverpool Football Club at the weekend with the fans walking out in the 77th minute of the 2-2 draw with Sunderland in protest of increased ticket prices in the new main stand starting from next season. It raises the question, of course, whether Liverpool fans were actually right to do that. I'm here with the Social Club. We've got James from Reed Aston Villa, we've got Baz from Toffee TV and Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV, and I'm keen to get other people's opinions on this because I've made mine pretty clear, I guess, on social media and what have you. But Barry, I'll start with you. You know, it happened within the same city, I guess. Everton have actually been held up as almost kind of, I don't know, the saviours of fans to some extent in the last week. They're one of the few clubs to actually vote in favour of a £30 cap on away tickets. So, first and foremost, where do you stand on the fans walking out? Were Liverpool fans right to do that?
Yeah, you can't keep putting your hand in your pocket whilst clubs raise prices, and we've done it for so long, it's crept up for so long, hasn't it, while players' wages have escalated, you know. And when I started watching football, you know, the players they obviously earn more than your average. Well, actually, no, they didn't. They were earning like on a par. Yeah. And then it's gone up and up and up, and now it's ridiculous. Most of them earn in a week, but it takes 10 years for us to earn or whatever, as, you know, workers. So there's got to be somewhere along the line where common sense prevails. You can't keep expecting people to put their hand in the pocket, you know, especially in this country, you know, times of austerity and everything else that's going on. It's not people liken it to actors and, you know, the wages that players are paid, but I don't know about you, mate, but every time I go to match, I don't see a perfect performance. No. Like if I go to the pitches or if I go watch a play or whatever. So there's got to be a realism with what you're asking fans to pay. Yes, the club needs to bring income in, but is turnstile receipts really a big thing with clubs anymore? Yeah. I mean, if you look at some of the clubs, the money that some clubs make, at Everton, it probably is still a big thing at the moment, turnstile receipts, but Liverpool, for what they can attract off, you know, sponsorships and everything else, clubs like Manchester United, I mean, all I would say is stop paying dickhead footballers ridiculous wages and actually reward the fans by keeping it affordable. I thought that was the whole idea of this big stand, was to keep it affordable, and that's what we need.
Isn't it? I guess there must be a case of, from a business perspective, Robbie, you look at it's supply and demand, isn't it? You know, and the fact of the matter is, you know, look at those reported 10,000 people who walked out of Anfield. You can probably find another 10,000 from somewhere who wants to take those tickets and are happy to pay the price. So, I mean, it's a strange tipping point, I guess, for football clubs. Somewhat, if it's going to happen, a football club or more, they're going to have to do something revolutionary, aren't they? Or they're just going to carry on doing what they do.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say things like, well, if the fans want the prices to go down, just vote with your feet and just don't go. But, you know, if you did that at Arsenal, you know, they could replace all 60,000 with us the very next week. Yeah. Easily. I've got so much respect for the Liverpool fans for what they did on Saturday. I thought, you know, it was absolutely tremendous, you know, to see 10,000 walk out. I thought that was unbelievable. I remember Newcastle tried to do a walkout thing before and it didn't go too well. But that was unbelievable. And the fact that, you know, they were winning 2-0, it looked like it affected the players as well. And that just surely shows the owners of a club that, listen, you can't have football without the fans. Yeah. You know, you see football games that are played behind closed doors. They're completely... when you watch those games, they're completely dead. It doesn't matter who's playing. Yeah. If you get Arsenal versus Tottenham behind closed doors, no one wants to watch that. Liverpool, Man United or Liverpool, Everton behind closed doors, no one wants to watch that. The fans make it, and the way fans are treated by football clubs up and down the country. I mean, why can't there be a cap? Yeah. You know, on the charges for away fans.
Yeah, as well, the money. You know? I mean, two things. Yeah. First of all, the fans were fantastic in doing it. I don't want to hear any player come out with an excuse that they didn't hold on to a 2-0 lead because 10,000 left, because the professionals don't try and level. I've seen people trying to level.
But it would affect them, though.
No, Robbie,
it would affect them, surely.
The professional footballers winning a game 2-0. No, because I've seen Liverpool fans having a go at other fans who are walking out. You're the reason why it was. What a load of bollocks. It's about marketing.
I think it's one of those...
It's going to make them get distracted. If you see... Mate, if I was playing in that game, and you are going to be kind of looking at the corner of your eye thinking, bloody hell.
Look,
We've gone by the 79th minute.
I think there's a point that I think it's, and I've said this on Redmen, I think it suits the narrative, and I think that's great.
Definitely.
And I think if people want to say that had an impact, I think that actually makes the case a lot better, because you can say, look at that. Look how important the fans are to the success. Whereas really, Liverpool are just shit at defending.
No.
You know, and but you know,
I think I can't. I know what you're saying. That without, like Robbie's just said, without the fans, what's the point? So,
and do you know
all
what,
the money in the world. But this is the thing with the cap. This is the thing with the cap and the tickets for the supporters. You know, the players, why do we keep having to pay players 150, 160, 170,000 pounds a week? Robbie, your coach is supposed to be a top coach. Coach players on less wages, so that a fella in Liverpool can take his 3 lads or 2 lads or 1 lad.
It's a football arms race, though, Barry. You know,
the whole thing.
The thing is about it, right? It's not just the play. The players are getting a lot of blame for it. If I was a player and I'm getting paid that amount of money, I'll take it as well. I blame the owners. It's the owners. I think a lot of it is down to the owners of the club, right? The way in which they treat the fans. They don't have to pay all these players his wages if they don't really want to, right? And even then, the amount of money that they're getting. Look at the deal that's coming in next season. The amount of money that they're getting.
Sloshing about.
The amount of money that they are receiving in that TV deal, and even the deal that they're getting now. The money that they get through the gate is not even.
I think the thing of it is, look, it's got to be there's got to be an investment in the future. Yeah. And what Liverpool's rebuttal is to it is that they've created these cheaper tickets for kids at the other end of the scale, which again, I think it probably almost balances out. The top end of tickets are as available. Those really expensive ones are almost happen as many times as the cheap ones at the other end. But you know, it might cost the club. The club might lose out on money, and you know, saying, oh, just a couple of million. But in terms of the ludicrous money that's being thrown around, if you that should be used, they should be paying they should be subsidising that. It shouldn't. And again, this is a point me our fella made on it. We shouldn't be subsidising young kids coming into the game by paying more, by adults paying more money. The club should be shouldering the financial burden of that, because you might lose a few million, but. This is the next generation. These are going to be your full paying guys in 5-10 years.
The thing that frustrates me about this is the figure of how much revenue this will create the club is £2 million. £2 million on the backs of the fans that come every single week.
And what are they getting for the new TV deal?
And they're getting absolutely shed load of money already, even more next season. And it's just ridiculous. The reason that fans need to come to the games is because they give validity. They give validity to the game. They give validity for when it's televised. All of that jazz. Make it cheaper for fans to come in, because then it gives a better atmosphere for the broadcast, and it's just fantastic for everyone involved. That's what it should be about. If you let a free market keep going, then it's obviously going to just keep rising. This is the problem with the Premier League.
This is what I'm saying, and it's the shame. It should be capped for the fans, so whatever, 30, 40 quid, that should be it. End of story. It shouldn't have to go up. They're making enough money away from it now. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? And this has happened, and Everton gets stick at times, because we do cheap tickets for some games.
What's wrong with that?
But people like to give us stick.
I'm with you.
Cheap tickets and everything else, right? But it is about looking after your fans. Yeah. And you don't look after your fans, where's it going to go? These prices are going to keep rising and rising. You've got to do it right across the board. It's all right going, listen, you know, they want these boss players. We've got to pay them 300 grand a week.
That's the player stuff.
Managers need to start earning the money for me. Coaching.
The player stuff is an excuse by the owners and the people who run the club, right, to say that, we have to, right? Because you know what? Look at the players that Bayern Munich have got, right? They've got Lewandowski, Douglas Costa, Ian Robben,
how much are they on?
Right? Muller, all these guys on top wages. These guys are they're on top wages, right? Those guys. But yet still, look how cheap their season tickets are. You go to watch a game in Germany, your ticket even includes your travel. Your season tickets are dirt cheap.
Listen,
there is no excuse, especially with the new TV deal that's coming in. There's no excuse for these clubs to be charging massive amount of prices for tickets. They could actually lower the price. Why don't they do something for a change?
The problem they've got is that, and as we said, this is that, say you fit 40,000 people in Anfield for the sake of argument, is that there's more money to be made from having a completely different 40,000 come next week. And at the minute, this is the problem with everything. And
make money off shirts.
No, but I look at it and
make money off corporate
stuff. Let's look at it from like from our experience of business, is like a YouTube perspective. You do things because you feel you should do them and you want to do them, and the cool things to do. You don't do things because there's money to be made, but you look at there's too many. When people look at the facts and figures, there would be no YouTube channels made if people looked at the bottom line of the financials of it, because there's no fucking money to be made in it. You know what I mean? And so do not spend any money doing this, and the problem is you've got businessmen at the top end of football clubs going, well, my balance sheet has got 2 million more quid in it. I'm a successful businessman. I'm doing it right, and we want these people coming in and spending more money, and they don't give a shit, because ultimately they're so far removed from it. It's like government send the little people off to die in war. They don't have to be in the trenches of it and see the physical reality of it. They just get to look at it and go, yes, and you know what is. I can't really calculate a drop in atmosphere. What I can see is that we've brought up revenues by 10, 15, 20 grand a match or whatever.
A football club is not the same as a straight-up business. It's a different type of thing. I mean, Arsene Wenger getting a lot of criticism for Arsenal fans last week for using the term customer. Because fans, we ain't customers, we're fans, right? That means that even when the teams like an Aston Villa at the moment, where they're really down and out at the bottom of the table, they're still going. They're still going to watch and support their team, right? Yeah. And those fans, if next season...
I'll be here, come round with the boys.
To explain why. If cancel the Q&A tonight, but it's come here.
If next season...
Here and Hell's Angels.
If next season they were near the top, Aston Villa, right? What, are you going to put the prices up then for those same fans who were there when you were struggling and you needed them? Yeah. No, this is... It's time for these owners to start to have a bit more respect for the fans.
Yeah. I think it's all been...
There's no football without fans.
It's all been creeping into the game slowly but surely, and we've not paid attention to it because we're just so blind with love. Like, for the clubs that we support.
It's fine until you don't notice it, until all of a sudden you can't afford your ticket.
Yeah.
And because it's kind of, I think naturally we're so used to everything in life gets more expensive. You know, your gas and lecky go up every month, don't they? And the price of petrol's come down, but generally speaking, you know, all these things go up, and everything goes up, that we kind of go, oh, it's a part and parcel of life. Yeah. And you're right, it's because people are saying, well, hang on, £50 too much for a ticket? Why were you not kicking off last year or the year before that and the year before that? And go, because sometimes it takes a spark, doesn't it?
There's payment plans now for season tickets where you pay 20 quid a month, like every month or every week for a season ticket. There's categories for tickets these days. And there's not the time of like paying 20 quid on the gate. It's gone. Yeah. It's completely changed now. Until people do stuff about it, it's not going to change. Because like you say... Like we've been saying...
You don't need the fans. That's the reality.
Yeah, you don't need the fans.
You need it for the atmosphere. Yeah. You don't need it financially. But the fact of the matter is, until someone gets a grip of it somewhere along the line and says, this is all we're doing, we're only charging the fans X amount, it's not going to go up anymore, that's done, and we'll take the hit elsewhere.
You know what? It needs someone, it just needs our club to just do it and to just say, you know what, we're just going to charge 20 quid or 30 quid, whatever,
and it's done.
And we're going to have, and you're going to show you what difference it makes, because, you know, look, it might be and this is the thing, it's a gamble. It's going to take some very brave owner or owners to go, you know, fuck it, we're going to go for this and we're going to see what happens. It might fall on its arse, but I believe in it so much that I'm prepared to stump up 5 million quid to make this a reality, and we'll see. And then someone does it, they'll see that it works, and other football clubs will go, you know what? Actually, look how much better the whole experience is. Particularly Liverpool. All we do is market ourselves on what a brilliant fan base we've got and how passionate they are, and the Kop. The roar of the Kop is a whimper, mate. You know what I mean? It's going down the pan. Every single season it gets worse and worse. And it's happening, it's not just us, it's happening all over the top end of the game.
And do you know what, right? It's not just ticket prices.
No.
There's many other things that just disconnects the owners of football clubs from the fans. You know, there's so many issues at the moment.
I'll give you a great example, Robbie. Look at the kits.
60 quid.
We used to change kits every 2 seasons, and then all of a sudden it was like we changed the away kit every season, or we alternate. We'll change one every year, and then all of a sudden now it's 3 kits 2 goalkeeper kits, even 3 goalkeeper kits every single year. And I
Plus all the training gear and all that.
Mate, I was speaking to Liverpool's MD, I was speaking to Ian a few years ago, the season when this first happened, and I asked him about it, and his response was kind of like, well, there's no indication to suggest that we'll sell less if we change kits every season. It was like, you're not getting the point. Mate, the point is that parents are having to fork out for these kits every single season. That's it. They go, oh, well, and it's because Man United started doing that. And it happened. It's weird that it happened in terms of grabbing more money off the fans. It's easier for clubs to pioneer new ways to fucking hit fans in the pockets than it is for them to actually find ways to put cash back into the pocket.
This is what happened.
It's about time someone took a stand on it.
Sorry, this is what happens when you're in a market that's worth almost £10 billion. Genuinely, this is what happens. You start getting people that want to increase their market share, like any other business, and they want to make more money so they can be more competitive. But it doesn't necessarily work like that within football, and nothing will change until the blokes at the Barclays Premier League sit down and say, look, this is affecting our product, as they like to call it these days. And it won't, even with your point, it's a very good point saying that a club could change it all. I don't think it would. I think it has to come from the top down. Someone with big bollocks has got to say at the Premier League, like, look, we're going to put a cap on these tickets. And until they do, it's not going to change. And I know, I could say under pretty safe circumstances that I think there's no appetite for them to do that.
No, look at that vote. But look at the cap and the vote the other week. You know, what was it, like 8 of the teams? Was it 8 voted for or 8 voted against the 30 block? Either way, it's disgusting. Yeah. You know, it just boils me blood. And like I say, I just think that someone's gonna some clever entrepreneur's got to look at it and go, let's use this as a loss leader and think what are the intangible benefits we're going to gain? Sell it to them. What's the PR benefit we're going to get from being this club? Look at Germany. We all wank all over the Bundesliga because of how big the fan base and the support and all this kind of stuff is. Like
the other issues, and as I said, there's other issues like TV companies just changing the times of games. Like this week, Arsenal versus Leicester, where the TV companies just with less than 3 weeks' notice have just said, actually, we're moving that game to a Sunday. So fans who've bought tickets, like a couple that I spoke to, who were coming over from Ireland to watch the game on the Saturday, now they've lost their money. Yeah. They can't get no refund, that's it, don't get it.
Well, when we move it to Monday, and you're playing, the Bournemouth fans played us on a Monday.
Exactly.
Bournemouth fans Monday night travelling from Bournemouth to Liverpool.
Exactly. When Arsenal last year in the FA Cup, when they moved the game to a Monday night, right, against Manchester United, 9,000 Arsenal fans going up there, right? The last train leaves Manchester at about 10 o'clock to get back to London.
I thought you didn't turn up for that game. Wasn't there a channel accused you of not turning up? Listen,
we were there, mate.
I think we're opening another can of worms. About fixtures.
The only thing I'm just trying to say with that is that it's not just the money issues. Yeah. It's all the issues.
It's non-football people having too much say in football.
If you sell
when is it all going to end? When is somebody going to say, like you said, maybe it's a club owner that has to take a stand and say, you know what? I am going to, reach out to the fans and start doing... And, the action that Liverpool fans took, I thought was great.
Can I just ask one last question? Was there a better way to do that without, like... Because there's a lot of people saying you should just go into the ground and support your team. These are matters...
I'll tell you what, right? I think what Liverpool fans maybe should have done, I see the significance of the 77 with the £77 and the 77th minute. And I think that had you not have been winning 2-0, you may not have got that many people to have walked out. I think how you should have done it maybe was like Bayern Munich when they came to Arsenal in the Champions League. They said they're not coming in for the first, I think it was 15 minutes, and they didn't. Yeah. They didn't come in, and then after about 15 minutes of the game, they all piled in with banners and all that, and they really made their point.
They lost that 2-0, didn't they, that game?
They did lose that game, but it was it was 0-0 at that time. It was still 0-0 at that time. But I think
But I think people are saying like we should be boycotting the shops and all that. So yeah, I think that's the next.
It's really
stage.
difficult because
you can't. there's no figures, there's nothing, the
got
press
day
can't get
trippers
onto
who
that.
will come and buy stuff, so you're boycotting it. But,
I think
you
there's
know,
I think
Jamie
the
Blunt-
boycott, the Liverpool boycott was good. You know, everybody's talking about
Everyone's
it.
talked about it. It's
So,
done
yeah.
what it needed to
The
do.
only true way to
brilliant.
the only true way to sort it is do what they do in Germany, the 50+1 rule. You're only a private corporation is only allowed to own 49% of a football club.
It's gone too
Done,
far, mate.
done and dusted there.
That's gone.
Because then you've got the rule in
Too late.
yeah,
a lot of
precisely,
clubs-
You're going to go to
Precisely.
Chelsea and tell Abramovich that.
A lot
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
clubs
You're
in
gonna go to the
Germany
Etihad.
have wage caps. This is what
You're
I'm
gonna go
saying.
to the
Fun of
Etihad and
Klopp
tell them
said
that.
before.
Right, boys, I think I feel like, you know, we could move on to a bazillion different things that
Yeah.
are doing our tits in about football, but for now, yeah, I mean, we'll see as this story progresses. Like I say, I feel immense pride because I think there's one thing that Liverpool as a city and Scousers do. It's stand up for causes in the face of big organisations, and regardless of how the
Faceless
outcome's going to
conglomerate.
be.
The only
like,
problem
you know,
with your protest is that your players all walked out as well.
Mignolet, yeah, Mignolet went with them. Yeah. There we go. Let us know your thoughts on the protest. Was there a better way for Liverpool to do it? Do you agree or do you disagree with it? Are you happy to continue to pay more and more year on year to watch for the privilege of watching your football team play? You know, I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, Arsenal pay loads more." Exactly. That's not like a, "Oh yeah, we pay more, therefore it's fine for yous." Sort yourselves out as well. Robbie will lead it. But yeah, yeah. But yeah,
I want cheaper tickets.
Anyway, thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. If you like more and you want more discussion like this, subscribe to the Ball Street YouTube channel. We're here every single week. It's Boss. It's completely free. Get on it. Cheers.